Yo, what is up, guys? So we have some new train support. I'm not sure if there are going to be any more support cards, but this is a new trap card that just got announced. It's called Blitzkrieg Bombardment. It's currently still in beta over on Yugioh Pro, but I wanted to go over its effect and kind of talk a little bit more about it. So first off, important things. Let's go ahead and move the cam so you guys can actually check out the effect. But anyways, it's a new continuous trap card for them. It says once per turn, you get to detach any number of materials from a machine exceed monster you control, or monsters, can be multiple. Then target that many cards on the field, destroy them. Then also, as another effect, if a machine exceed monster you control is destroyed by battle or by your opponent's card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card and a machine exceed monster from your graveyard to inflict damage to your opponent equal to the banished monster's ranked times 200. And obviously, yours are going to be 11, more than likely. It's like 10, 11, alright? So basically, burn them for 2k or potentially a little bit more than that. But pretty much it's like 2k, because a lot of the integers will match up specifically to being able to gain them. But anyways, I got some gameplay for you guys. It's not going to have the Blitzkrieg, but it's just going to kind of show examples of like where it would technically be applicable. But anyways, let's go ahead and check it out here. So some of them are from Moon Knight, some of them are from my homie Teriyaki. But basically, what it really comes down to is I think the card is pretty good, but my question is, would you guys even run it? It does allow you to have that option to pop, but trains can be a very aggressive deck. But if they don't OTK the opponent, sometimes there's like one turn that the opponent has, and trains still technically have a little bit of negation. I mean, we already have the option over here with the not rail cannon, Superior Dora. Yeah, there we go. Superior Dora over here. This can detach material and target one face-up monster on the field, and it's unaffected by card effects except for its own effects. So you can still technically stop your opponent, but in this deck, most of the time you're going to be going for the rail cannon Juggernaut. Okay, so the Juggernaut is not going to have any real bonus effect. All it really comes down to is a big beater. It actually gets 6,000 attack quite easy, and if your opponent has multiple monsters, it's going to be able to attack monsters a number of times on each battle phase up to the numbers of materials attached to it plus 1. So usually what this means is that you are going to be able to more than likely be able to one-shot your opponent or just attack twice. If you have limiter, that obviously makes things really easy here. But shoutouts to Moon Knight and Teriyaki for these plays. But again, I wanted to kind of talk more about it, and I had to go over the effect there. But you also have Duracrane, which actually gets a bonus effect, where if this card is detached from an exceed material and sent to the graveyard, to activate that monster's effect, you can target one and pop it. So you do have the ability to pop a card with Duracrane, but more than likely it's just going to be not utilized with Blitzkrieg, because, well, that's by another effect, not by its own. But this one does have that option to detach to beef it up, but at that point, like, are you really going to need the other card? Yeah, you might be able to detach another one from the Juggernaut, but I don't think your opponent is going to put that other card into the graveyard. This guy was just like, dude, I'm done, alright? But in this instance, he had to wait one more turn. I mean, the guy ended up having Soul Charge here, but at the end of the day, sometimes you just need that small amount of extra damage. But the problem that I have with the Blitzkrieg, and the thing that I can see, is that you might not ever get that second effect. There is a card, I believe it's Snowplow Hustle Rustle. It's another one of the train cards, but you have to like destroy a certain, you destroy like all spell and trap cards. I'll go over it in a second. But that would allow you to get rid of that card and just, you know, banish it. But majority of the time, it's, you end up either burning them from Gustav, and then you overlay on top of this, and then you get to smack them for a little bit. But you guys can see, okay, he happened to have multiple monsters, but sometimes your opponent might only have one monster on the board right there. And at that point, you're not going to be able to pull off the OTK. It looks like, did this one glitch out? This is one with the new card? Okay, here we go. This one was pretty interesting. It was just a Superior Dora negate the mass change over here. The guy's playing some of the new mass, or not mass heroes, but the new Air Neos support, or just the Neos in general, just mixing it with the heroes. Good stuff indeed. But we have the Infinite Impermanence going to say no to the Stratos. we're going to see the Superior Dora say no to this. But again, in this instance, you might be able to get rid of another card, which makes the deck more revolved around Superior Dora than really going for the Juggernaut. But the Juggernaut's the new card, the card that people want to make. But if you were to detach, you'd still have a different, I guess, playstyle. A lot of people are just going for the Juggernaut right now, and they're just trying to OTK the opponent or just get absurd amounts of damage. There's actually one, you guys will see it real soon. It's a one punch. It's a lot of damage. I won't spoil how much damage it is, but it was kind of cool just to see here. But anyways, we got the Bullet Liner. Yo, the new Black Luster Chaos Warrior. This card is really, really good. I would have maybe banished that. But at the end of the day, this card is someone with a level 7 or higher, so it cannot be targeted, and he's activating Reborn, but it's not going to really matter at the end of the day because, well, you know, this card's going to negate anything, so I guess it was just GG from there. But a lot of times, like I said, you will be short, and that's kind of what I wanted to showcase off, just some gameplay just of the trains in general. But my real question is, would you guys play Blitzkrieg? Because the problem that I have with it is, like, if it was like you can send this card to the graveyard or banish it, or maybe from the field to just banish it to get the damage, that would be nice over here. So you see the 12,000. It's just, there's just a lot of people that are trying to revolve around this. But again, it does support another option for trains to have a more controlled variant where you're not only able to go for Dora to negate, you also have the potential of Duracrane to pop one, and then now with the new Blitzkrieg, you're able to also pop one. But there's that other utility that you can burn your opponent. So I don't know, I think it's always good when decks have more options, because as of right now, every time I see this deck, it's just go for Juggernaut, Juggernaut, Juggernaut. I mean, they'll make Dora once in a while, but I mean, there's like 3 cards that they go for, right? I mean, occasionally you'll see the Robo Destroyer, right? It's not in this one, but it was in the other build that Moon had, but pretty much, it's a lot of the stuff gets pretty repetitive in this deck, so hopefully the other support will be a little bit different and allow the deck to have more options, because they have just like a bunch of core cards, and pretty much if you've played the deck for a few hours, I'd say you know the ins and outs. There's not really too many intricate combos that I'm aware of in the deck, but if you guys know of any, you guys can let me know in the comment section below. But he's going to go ahead, make the Neff, but he's also got another Black Luster here. Like I said, this is a really popular card for almost every single person to just throw in every deck, because it's just fantastic card. But you're going to go ahead, burn the opponent for 2k, then make this. Then we're going to go ahead and hit his opponent for another 3k, and he can attack twice in this instance. But, okay, if this card was potentially a card that could burn them, right, we could pop another card potentially if he was to summon a card that we would have to actually get rid of. We could pop another card, and then once it finally goes to the grave, we'll be able to, again, burn them for the amount of damage. But unfortunately, he got snatched stolen here, so that was unfortunate for him. But it's this replay over here that we're going to see a very, very strong Juggernaut versus Counter Fairies, which I haven't seen Counter Fairies in a while. It was super popular. I want to say it was a deck that I saw a lot of younger kids play, but a lot of younger kids, they're all about Fortnite now. But nonetheless, Counter Fairies, they got to open up like absolutely amazing, and this day and age, like, good luck trying to open up amazing with everybody playing triple Ash Blossom with like Demise. I know that there was also the build with Ties of the Brethren that got popular a while back, but I mean, if you open up good, that deck, like, absolutely, it wins so hard it never even like loses HP. But going for the Juggernaut, dude, the double limiter over here is going to boost up to 12,000, 24,000, go for the one shot, but we get wrecked by the Storming Mirror Force. And I think, again, a lot of players that are playing that have this Juggernaut like mindset, make Juggernaut, get him out to a quadrillion attack one shot, you're going to lose to back row quite a bit. But, I mean, nowadays, a lot of people aren't really even playing a lot of back row removal. I remember when Twin Twisters was like super popular, but nowadays, a lot of people just don't even main deck Twin Twisters. That's myself included, because, like, you got to run Called by the Grave now, which is basically like another variant of just getting rid of your opponent's like potential outs to things. But once again, making a Black Luster, this is a fantastic card. But I believe we also had the Impermanence negate that. I believe it was right here. But yeah, this card is just so good, and it actually works quite well. The Black Luster inside the trains, because, well, I mean, trains happen to be 7 or higher, cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and cannot be targeted. Plus, it opens up the link doors for you to have 2 monsters. Otherwise, trains is just like a 1 monster type of deck, and when you get kaiju, it's not looking too good. So it gives you those options. But I already technically did a deck profile on this, as well as covered some more gameplay. But yeah, I just wanted to just talk about Blitzkrieg. Like I said, it's in beta right now. By the time you guys are watching it, might be out of beta and it might be working perfectly fine anyways. But that is the new card, Blitzkrieg Bombardment, the new train thing. But it's pretty nice just to be able to, again, see the times. I did mention it already before because I don't want someone to be like, yo, we didn't see gameplay of it. I mentioned it was in beta. We didn't have any gameplay of it. But it's just to show you guys there's a lot of times where you're just a little bit short, and it would help out for that burn effect, but also being able to have that negate effect can be nice when you already have maybe gone for your Gustav, you already go for your Duracrane to go ahead and pop one. You still have the option to, again, once per turn, you can detach any number of materials from multiple monsters, and then you can destroy that many cards, which is definitely good. But the problem that I have is it doesn't support its own stuff, which is by its own card effect. It should have counted as it detaching it, specifically because this card is so important in there. But the other card I want to mention is Snow Plow Hustle Rustle. This is the card I was talking about. So it's only when your opponent declares a direct attack while you control cards in your spell and trap zone. So you summon it and you destroy as many as possible, then you get to burn your opponent. So this kind of supports the Blitzkrieg a little bit more, yeah, and then it says you can't special summon any monsters except for machine type monsters, which it's not the worst if you're playing this, but obviously you're busting out BLS. That's a little bit different. But yeah, it would at least let you get Blitzkrieg to the grave, because I don't think your opponent would get rid of it. There needs to be some other type of destruction where like you destroy your own Blitzkrieg, or if it was just like a regular trap card, it would be so much better. Like the fact that it's continuous actually kind of hurts the deck, which is interesting. But anyways, there's some new train gameplay of, like, again, the newer train stuff, more new trains, and then the new train support, which we just did fully cover. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed seeing it. Let me know what you think of Blitzkrieg. Do you guys think it's going to support the deck and make it better, or do you think it's just trash? Because, again, I feel like it kind of counteracts it's, like, what the deck kind of wants to do. You just want to go all in. Again, if it had that effect where it was not continuous, or you could just, during your main phase, you can send it to the graveyard or something. Just, your opponent's not going to get rid of it is the problem. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to see more new Yu-Gi-Oh videos and Yu-Gi-Oh content. Peace, peace.